It doesn't really matter what, no comments, what anybody say about me. I'm happy with myself, and I know what I'm capable of doing when
this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished.
Canelo Alvarez is about to make it rain in the ring like never before.
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly panicking after Canelo Alvarez signed a massive $400 million deal with Riyadh Season, marking the most lucrative contract of the Mexican boxer's career. With $80 million already earned from his last fight and another $150 million expected against Terence Crawford, Canelo is closing in on the $1 billion mark. Unlike Mayweather, who heavily flaunts his past earnings, Canelo continues to build wealth through boxing and business. Sources say Floyd is jealous and shaken, unwilling to see anyone surpass his legacy, especially someone rising fast with global backing and growing popularity.
The fact that he don't want anybody to surpass his accomplishments, right? And Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. He did it first, right? Canelo Alvarez is way more accomplished today than he is when he fought Floyd, but he was already accomplished, right? He was already a unified champion and had successfully defended his titles 5 times. Now, he was 23 years of age.
When asked if Canelo Alvarez is the new face of boxing, Floyd Mayweather didn't seem pleased with the suggestion. He quickly dismissed it, asserting that Gervonta Davis is now the true face of the sport. Mayweather, who has often touted his own achievements as the pinnacle of boxing, seemed unwilling to acknowledge Canelo's rise. Instead, he shifted the focus to his own protege, highlighting Davis's potential and success. This response reflected Floyd's competitive nature and his ongoing desire to remain at the forefront of boxing's global spotlight.
To say to your Mexican fans, and if you think that Canelo is the actual face of boxing right now?
If Canelo is the face of boxing, more power to Canelo, but I see Gervonta Tank Davis as the face of boxing. He's young, he's hungry, and if I'm not mistaken, 23 to 24-0, and with a 99% knockout ratio. So I see Gervonta Tank Davis as the face of boxing.
Do you have a message for your beat?
Canelo Alvarez expressed that Floyd Mayweather is jealous of his success and achievements. He stated that he doesn't care about Floyd's opinions or what others think of him. Canelo remains focused on his own career and accomplishments, unaffected by any negativity or rivalry in the boxing world.
As Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, they feel like Benavidez is the best fight.
I don't care. I don't care what they feel. At the end of the day, no makes sense for me, right? They don't have nothing to offer me.
Canelo Alvarez has firmly established himself as one of the biggest names in boxing today. With his popularity and achievements transcending borders, his rise to fame has been monumental, especially in the context of his impact on the Mexican fan base. Much like Floyd Mayweather became a symbol of boxing for the African-American community, Canelo has risen to represent the pride and passion of Mexican boxing fans. But today, with the success and accolades he continues to rack up, Canelo has become more than just the face of Mexican boxing. He is a global icon, commanding respect and admiration worldwide with his ability to generate some of the biggest paydays in the sport.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. And follow for more.
Despite Canelo's success, Floyd Mayweather has often been hesitant to offer praise, especially when it comes to Canelo being considered one of the greatest fighters. When questioned about Canelo's position in boxing, Mayweather deflects, refusing to give him the recognition many believe he deserves. Floyd's refusal to rank Canelo among the best is evident in his comments, where he mentions the number of great Mexican boxers in history, but fails to acknowledge Canelo's accomplishments in the same light.
Canelo's a hell of a fighter. There's a lot of great Mexican fighters. That's not for me to rate fighters. I just take my hat off to so many fighters that paved the way, for me to be where I'm at, just, throughout life. Canelo's a hell of a fighter.
Floyd Mayweather also seems to believe that Canelo hasn't improved enough to be considered a true great in the sport. Despite Canelo's rise and the world titles he has captured across multiple weight divisions, Floyd still insists that Canelo, even at his peak, was just another fighter. Mayweather claims that he fought Canelo at a time when he was still developing and maintains that even in his prime, the Mexican fighter did not show anything extraordinary.
Same fighter. It's the same fighter. It's crazy that they was like, Canelo, in his prime, he'd have been a different fighter. When I fought him, he was in his prime. You go back and look at me, I was the best when I was in my 20s. When I fought Canelo, I was almost 40 years old. And a lot of times they're going to keep asking me about the Canelo fight. And I already know when they write about it, it's going to make it seem like, the headline, they're going to make it seem extremely bad, seem like a beef. I mean, it seems like it's a beef. It's not a beef. I like Canelo. I mean, I like his work. But we're forgetting about Boost Ennis. Hell of a fighter. We don't talk about him.
Mayweather often finds himself bragging about his victory over Canelo during their 2013 fight. At the time, Floyd was already a boxing legend, undefeated and with multiple world championships across different weight classes. Canelo, on the other hand, was just 23 years old and seen as the future of boxing.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts. And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he was
his prime,
his
right?
prime, and you're only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. But I learned.
Joe Rogan has often spoken about the importance of Canelo's loss to Mayweather and how it became a turning point in his career. Rogan points out that the defeat wasn't just a loss in the ring, it was a pivotal learning experience. The setback forced Canelo to rethink his approach to boxing and led to significant improvements in his defensive techniques.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks? Yeah. And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, bro, he hits so hard.
El estilo de Mayweather es un estilo muy difícil. No pega, no nada, pero es un estilo difícil, muy difícil de conectar, muy difícil de hacer una pelea. Una muy buena pelea es con él, ¿no? Por el estilo que tiene.
¿Aprendió mucho de esa pelea?
Sí, aprendí mucho y más que nada no quiero volver a experimentar una derrota y creo que me gusta aprender. Aprendí muchísimas cosas y así seguí.
One aspect of Canelo that has impressed many, including critics, is his ability to capitalize on his fame and success. Canelo is not just known for his boxing skills. He has become a savvy businessman, making smart decisions that have earned him a fortune.
I think it's very, very realistic. And people may think that sounds crazy, but Canelo is a smart businessman. And at the end of the day, he wants to do big fights and make, entertainment, make huge entertainment products. And my skill set is improving every single day. And that's what doing fights like this are about, taking on real professional fighters so that eventually I could take on tougher fighters. And I see Canelo versus Jake Paul happening in the next 24 months. It just makes so much sense. And also people forget that I'm 200 pounds. I have a size advantage. All of these things that start to add up, which make it such an interesting fight that I fully believe I'll win. There's the KSIs, the Tommy Furies, the Nate Diaz MMA fight. But I don't know if these guys actually want to put it on the line. We've tried to make a Floyd fight happen. Floyd's ducked it. So I don't know if these guys really want to take a risk.
Floyd Mayweather's relationship with money has become a defining feature of his public persona. His obsession with wealth is not just about financial success, it has become an integral part of how he defines himself. Floyd constantly flaunts his riches, whether it's through social media posts showcasing his lavish lifestyle or through his frequent bragging about how much money he makes.